but that happens so often. He's really funny and great at it. He is. Or he's got great writers. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I got one. That one of the late night guys took it a little farther. Who was it? Jimmy Kimmel?
I've seen that. I haven't heard what he said. I don't care. He's a putz. So
it was funny, and we need to be able to laugh at each other. What he said was the garbage belongs in the back.
It's funny,
and it was kind of cute. It was very, very inventive, let's say. So,
did you see the video of Trump Force One? They're just jetting around so much these last few days. Every now and then they wind up on the same tarmac at an airport, and somebody had the foresight to put like where they parked Trump's plane.
Yeah.
There was, I think it was Tim Walz's plane, as if he needed one. But it was, next to it, they put a line of garbage trucks, a line of them, probably 10 or 12 garbage trucks between them, which is just hilarious, just very funny.
Yeah, that's a pretty good joke. We need to have more of that. We need to be able to laugh at ourselves a little bit more than what we've been doing lately.
Hey, we got a caller on there. Lee, who we got?
We do. We got Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing good. How you doing? What's going on this morning?
Hey, I just have a question listening to you guys. I'm at the park over here walking, and like every morning I listen to you guys. I love your show. Anyway, my question is, are these people that are sitting at the table counting these ballots, are they background checked? Now, when I worked for the county, they drug tested me and background checked. So I'm wondering if they do anything for that with these people counting votes, because that's way more important.
Well, that's a great question that I don't know the answer to.
And I don't know for sure, but I know when I was a poll worker, they didn't background check me.
Oh my gosh, this is too important. I can't believe they don't do that.
Well, here's just to make it an even more stressful walk for you. What's to stop the a few million illegals from counting the votes for us? They're looking for work, aren't they?
That's right.
If they're not going to check them, I mean, good grief, we're worried about them voting. They may be counting the votes.
Right, you're right. Yeah.
Are you saying we're worried about the wrong thing?
No, I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question, Chris.
She's got another
statement. Those earrings that she wears, listen, if she gets to be president, I'm going to see if she's still wearing those stupid-looking earrings. And nobody asked about those earrings.
There's a movie in that earring story someplace, right? Wasn't the Wizard of Oz the guy behind the curtain pulling all the strings?
That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that's just a joke, or people like us just using what's left of our brains to think up stuff. If you really look into that, those things exist, and they look just like those Tiffany earrings. They do. Well, I don't know. I know she's not bright. That's easy to see.
There was pictures of those earrings, the advertisement for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
After she wore them.
You would think they would change the design, because if people don't notice that, they don't have a brain in their head.
Thank you. And she keeps wearing them. She wears them all the time. I thought ladies normally, I mean, my wife has a buttload of earrings. My gosh. And my daughter, good grief, that's the biggest part of the morning is picking. Thank you.
Women don't wear the same earrings.
Yeah,
women don't wear the same earrings. Nope.
Well,
anyway.
All right, Chris, we appreciate your call, but we got to take a break. Continue your walk and enjoy the weather.
One more statement. Man-made, man-controlled. You have a good day.
Thank you. She's right.
I don't know, dude. I got to throw out there, Stephen Phillips wears the same dang belly button ring every day, man. So, I mean, he never changes that thing.
You actually checked that?
No, well, it's kind of hard not to notice because he got the belly shirt on. That just kind of.
Oh, I got you.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. That midriff. Right. That midriff will give it away. Yeah.
Well, let's go to a break. Let's hear what. Welcome back. You're listening to the Morning Dish. I'm Patrick Malone. Steven's on vacation, and sitting in ably for him is our good friend Gary Chapman. So, Gary, I think the beatings are working.
You think?
Here's what happened yesterday. I heard this story about Trump claiming he'd be all right with the news people getting shot. And I thought that was a little weird. So I went to look up what he actually said. And what he actually said was, he was talking about the bulletproof glass, and he said, I have this piece of glass here, but all we really have over there is fake news. And to get to me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that so much. I mean, what the heck? How did they get that he was advocating shooting the news people?
Well, did you see the Liz Cheney one, Pat? Did you read that story too?
No, I did not.
Well, tell me the headline that you heard. You didn't hear anything about how Trump wanted to,
wanted her to be shot.
This is the one he wanted to send her off to war to get her to change her willingness to go to war.
Well, yeah, but the news, they made it out to be like Trump is advocating for putting her on behind a firing squad, in front of a firing squad or something. You know what I mean? She's like, well, why don't you go fight the wars that you're trying to send all of our young kids to go fight? Maybe you'd feel a little differently about it if you were the one fighting it, which is a really, really fair point.
Yeah. The other one I saw that really caused me pain was this idea that he said he shouldn't have left, and people were implying he was going to stay in office illegally. And what he really said was, we have the safest border in the history of the country the day that I left. I shouldn't have left. We would have been better off.
That's what he said.
I mean, those were really kind of innocent remarks. In my mind.
Okay, so let's do our exercises for the day, Pat. Orange man good. Repeat after me. Orange man good.
No. I am repenting a little bit at a time.
That's what.
I'm not taking the big leap.
That's okay.
You're on the path. You're on the path. You just keep taking those baby steps. The cliff is not that far away.
Yeah, see, the beatings do in fact work, apparently.
So who are you voting for, Pat? You always, I've never known Pat Malone not to endorse his candidate. See, Gary, Pat Malone, he used to live in Blairsville, and he used to always be out, like he'd be on to his credit, he'd be stumping for candidates, endorsing candidates. He'd be on the bridge with signs, Lamar Paris, which great. I mean, that's awesome, man. But this is the first time where he's never said, well, I like, this candidate.
I like Lamar Paris.
Did you write it? Did you write in Lamar Paris for president? He probably do.
No.
Do a good job.
For commissioner.
Well, for the presidency of the United States, who do you support?
That's why we have secrecy in the ballot, in the voting booth.
I know, but you never were secret before. I'm just wondering why this time's different.
Because I don't like either one of them.
Okay.
So.
But you're you're not voting.
I did vote. I've already voted. I was an early voter.
But not for either one of them.
That's correct. I had a unique situation in South Carolina.
Unique situation in South Carolina.
Who we got?
In the 9 electoral votes are guaranteed to go to Trump. So
so it didn't matter.
He didn't need my vote.
It didn't matter. I get it.
He didn't need my vote. Had I been in Georgia, it would have been different.
So for those of you that are out there listening, and you're thinking, "Boy, my vote doesn't matter," don't listen to Pat.
It's only people in South Carolina, and no people in South Carolina listen to this show.
Right.
Glad everybody doesn't feel that way in every state.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. See, now the beatings have commenced again, haven't they?
No, I honestly, you seem like a guy that's ready to take a stand, and you're not doing it. It's odd. I have to say it. It is. It's odd.
Well,
it's almost like there's some kind of, you've got some fear of the truth coming out. I don't get it.
2028 is coming. I'll be better by then.
Okay. So you're going to vote for J.D. Vance?
No, I'm gonna vote for Tampon Tim.
There you go.
My kind of guy.
Yeah, I get it. Man, the meme world has gone crazy. Most of them you can't talk about on the radio, but good grief, there's been some funny stuff.
Hey, we've got Vito
Oh.
on the line really quick, Gary.
Who do we have?
Vito.
Vito.
Are you there,
All right.
Vito?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up with you? What do you got to say this morning?
Well, not much. Just thank God this is going to be over today, and I just hope everybody goes out and votes, and that they're, to make the decision that they feel is good. And God bless our country. And all I can say, one other thing is that I think the Democratic Party is the new party of the twist and shout, and that's what they seem to do. They twist everything, and then they shout and complain. So thank God and bless our country.
So let me ask you something,
I wish I'd
Vito.
heard that. I wish I'd heard that line last week. That'd be a great one. Yeah.
Twist and shout party.
Mhm.
Let me ask you something. What do you think's going to happen in the aftermath when we know the outcome? What do you think's going to happen?
I think you'll see it. I think you'll see some protesting going on. I believe that the Republicans, the conservatives, the Christians, you're going to have a few, but it's going to be minimum. I think if the Democrats lose, we're going to have some issues for probably the first week or two. I mean, big issues as far as violent protests or peaceful protests, as they call them. And it'll continue around the country the entire time if Trump wins. I really believe that. Just will cut back somewhat.
All right. It'd be interesting to see what actually happens, because
I
there's a
hope I'm
difference.
wrong, to be honest with you. I hope I'm wrong.
You made a big distinction between, a protest and then a violent protest.
Yeah. Well, look at the ones that happened when they burned down in Minnesota and stuff. Those were peaceful protests. Okay. So
yeah, right.
So that's all I'm saying. My first presidential election I ever voted in, I voted for McGovern. Okay. And in 1972, and and like everybody says, I was a Democrat for a while. I even voted for Carter and Clinton and stuff. And I'll be quite honest with you, the Democratic Party, I didn't leave them like everybody says. They kind of left me, and they've left most of us behind. So God bless our country. That's all I can say. I'm a vet, and I really appreciate our veterans, and I really appreciate our American people, and this country is the greatest country in the world, and I've been all over the world. Thank you so much for the time.
Thanks, Vito.
Hey, Vito, we appreciate it. Thanks for your service, and thanks for voicing your opinion.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye-bye, you guys.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.
See you, brother. Stay strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's right. I think it is going to get pretty sideways in my world. Not if, but when Donald Trump is declared the victor. Regardless of when that happens, I think they're going to go crazy because I don't think they don't have any options. They're so committed to the agenda. I'm talking about not just the Joe Blow that's going to be out there lighting a tire on fire, but the people that are behind it, the people that are truly wanting to upend this beautiful country that we've been living in for 250 years or so. I think they're going to get really upset when they realize the plan didn't work. I do.
Well, I think there's a whole lot of indications that the plan is not working. I mean, I would be real surprised if they were surprised by that, because there's been enough indications that that's not what people want. That's not what works. That's not what helps people.
Right. Well, you know me. I'm just going to say it because I have to. The overall issue is it's not about a man. It's not about a man. This is good and evil, and I know who wins that fight. I know. So.
Yeah. The only problem I have with that, Gary, and we can come back to this because I think we need to take a break. Aren't we created in that man's image and likeness, and doesn't he expect us to fix it? We broke it, we fix it.
Absolutely, but we can't. We're not wrestling against flesh and blood. We're wrestling against principalities and evil in high places. We are, and if you're not aware of that, then you're not. And if you are aware of it, nothing else matters as much as that.
All right, let's take a break, and we'll come back and continue the conversation about good and evil and that struggle. Becky, we got a caller on the line. Welcome back. Who we got?
Lee?
We got Faye this morning.
Hey, Faye, how are you this morning?
Oh, I'm great. I was calling. This is sort of funny, I think, but I think I figured out who you voted for, Pat.
Okay.
Because the other day when we were on the radio, you said that you had the same situation happen to you, and that was when the vote flipped to Kamala. And the only way to do that is to miss hitting exactly on that box and hitting right above the Trump name, and it flips to Kamala. Because it happened to me, too. But I was voting for Trump.
So your conclusion is I voted for who?
Trump. So I think the beatings are working, because otherwise, if you'd have hit another name, which would have been further down, it would not have flipped to Kamala, and you said that situation happened to you.
Well, Faye, I can neither confirm or deny what you've just supposed.
I know. That's why I said it's just sort of funny.
Let me translate. I speak Patese. What he just said was, "You're right."
So
I can neither confirm or deny what Gary just said. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I hear you. The other thing that I was going to say is, Gary, I think you may know who Jack Hibb is.
I do.
Okay. He was the preacher that preached, I think, at Congress, and they got real upset because the Lord told him to say something different from what they had approved.
Yeah, how about that?
Right, yeah. But what I thought was interesting is I saw a little excerpt from one of his things that he did the other day, and he was dismantling Kamala at the church.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when she went to the church and was trying to win over a lot of the black voters. And
she does get blacker in the house of God. No question about that. She does get blacker.
Yeah. But what I found that was interesting, though, is what Jack said at the end of it. And he is, if you go back to, Kings, the book of Kings, and study that the Lord finally gave them a king, and it was not what the people wanted. They thought they wanted that. And he said, you better watch out, because if America gets what she deserves, Kamala will win. And that hit me like a ton of bricks.
Well, yeah, it's a hard fact to argue if you're looking at it from that perspective. I tend to agree, but at the same time, that dance between judgment and mercy is one that he has been beautifully navigating for these many moments that the earth has existed. And I think he's going to give us another shot to accept his son. I do. This has nothing to do with Trump. Has everything to do with God. I do think he's going to give us another chance to accept the sacrifice of his son. And
I agree with
that can only happen with the climate being shifted dramatically, so that people will start thinking with their hearts instead of their heads or their opinions.
Yeah. I agree 100%. But anyways, I hope y'all have a wonderful day.
All right, you too.
Thanks, Faye.
All right, bye.
I've had a good news, bad news revelation there.
Oh, good.
The good news is people are actually listening to us. The bad news is people are actually listening carefully to us.
Yeah, they are.
That was a pretty good.
That's good. That's good.
What was the Sherlock Holmes deduction there?
Yeah. Methinks she's smart.
Methinks she's smart. I got a note over over Stephen's teletype machine. Gabriel Sterling, who's the executive director or chief of staff for the Secretary of State in Georgia, says hour plus into voting, everything is going smoothly, no problems.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good indication here.
That's a rare moment for Georgia historically. So let's just hope it sticks. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. I think the real concern is after the polls close, right?
Yeah. Around 3 a.m. traditionally.
when the water main breaks or whatever happened the last time.
When the dam breaks. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Well, Pat, the Georgia Supreme Court ruled, was it yesterday, about the ballot extension. They said that that will no longer be allowed. Did you read into that any?
Is this about the absentee ballots that were accepted on Sunday?
Yeah, so they rejected the extension for late ballots in Democrat-heavy Cobb County.
Okay, but that was they were asking for 7 days after.
Right. And
after the election day.
They rejected that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they need 7 days. I mean, if you're dumb enough to wait and mail it at the last minute, maybe your vote shouldn't count.
Has this always always been a thing? It just seems like recent. It seems like since after 2016, this has been more. Have we always had Maricopa counties, Fulton counties? Well, we're not going to have it ready for 2 weeks. I mean, has that ever been a thing? I mean, haven't we? Yeah, I know the news media calls it. I get that, but I mean, as far as people, I mean, I've worked the elections here at the station. I mean, it is efficient, man. They have the black boxes and they wheel them there, and they not worked, but I've worked, with the radio station doing that. I mean, it's efficient, man. They know exactly who wins. They close the polls, they count the votes, they drive them to the other side of the thing, and we're done. I don't understand why. What's the big complicated thing if we have all these efficient electronic voting machines? It seems like we could just do it faster if we just hand counted them.
You haven't worked the elections in Fulton or DeKalb County or.
But what's the difference though? We have what, 3 ladies that work behind the thing doing the thing. They have hundreds of thousands of people working these things. Why should it be any different if they have more people?
And they have no idea what the hell they're doing. Excuse me. But they have no idea what they're doing.
But don't you think, though, that's – I mean, I think that's by design. I think if you could cause so much confusion and so much I don't know what we're doing, then that just opens up the door for cheating. And it should we deserve better, man. We deserve better. The country deserves better than to have –
The more complicated it is, the easier it is to hide your sin. It's just complicate things. Stir up the silt on the bottom of the pool, and, you can't see, and that's exactly what they do. But I mean, I'm no giant fan of their current government, but how does France do it? How do they do it? Paper ballots, same day voting, and they absolutely have a winner that night. How do they do it?
Well,
it's not magic.
It's not the difference between paper ballots and computer printing out ballots. That's not the decider. One of the things that happens, in my opinion, is that there's some kind of stature or recognition to being the last county to report, because you're like the one who takes them over the top, whoever the winner is.
Right.
And there's some, okay, Fulton County did it. We gave the presidency to whoever.
Right.
So. I don't, it's not that hard.
I do disagree with your premise, though.
What's that?
I think it is much simpler with paper ballots.
It is.
The machine, anytime.
Wait a minute.
Hang on,
man,
Pat.
you start introducing that level of technology, manipulative technology. You can change it so easily, and only the other nerds on the other side can figure it out. And by the time they figure it out, it's already been done. It's no, let's don't talk about that anymore.
It's like that's in the past. Argentina just did 30 million paper ballots in 2023, and they did it within, like, I want to say it was 4 hours. This just says within hours. I think France, they have done, just in recent years, they have done efficiently done paper ballots in every single election.
Yeah. And it just leaves, and you've got record. You've got a tangible record of what happened that you can hold in your human hand, and it is not subject to manipulation. That's
Okay,
the
if
difference.
computers are that subject to manipulation, why do we use computers for anything?
Totally agree in many levels.
Computers
actually,
get
because
hacked
a
all
lot
the
of-
time, and remember we
Yeah,
have like
yeah.
people's credit scores always getting,
Sure.
or their social security numbers always getting hacked, and people, there's always computers getting hacked. That's the point. That's
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely making the point.
But
Thank you.
isn't that sort of the Luddite point of view?
You can call it what you want. I call it common sense. Where do I have to live in Lud to be a Luddite? I don't even know where Lud is. Where's Lud? Look it up, Packy.
I don't know
wanna
the
go to-
origin of
I
the
wanna
word. All
move
I
to
know is those are the
Ludville.
people that thought the farriers were going to lose their jobs because they were
Right.
going to automobiles or wheat harvesters or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think we need to take a break. Packy, we got anything to give away?
Yeah, let's do some. Let's see, what day is it? I don't think Cecilia will mind if we do a Logan Turnpike Mill. Let's do a $15 gift certificate to Logan Turnpike Mill. Go in there, get you some 3-grain pancake mixes, grits, local jams, jellies, syrups, and more. Conveniently located right on the square in Blairsville, next to the hole in the wall. And Pat Malone's going to have a trivia question for you when we get back. So
Welcome back. You got the Tuesday edition of the Morning Dish. Patrick Malone here, and sitting in for Stephen is Gary Chapman. So the question, the trivia question is, what bone are babies born without?
Wow.
What bone don't babies have when they are born? Give us a call, 706-379-9770. Any guesses there, Packy?
I think I do know this one, actually, but
Okay. All right.
I do not, but I will in a minute. And I will never forget it once I know it.
So you guys may be right about the paper ballots. I just saw a posting on X from Elon Musk showing a parade for Trump supporters, and they're all Amish in wagons and horse and buggies.
Yep.
So
And
maybe
that's kind of a
maybe that's
big,
the thing, right?
it's kind of a big deal that happened, because don't they historically not vote?
I don't know that they historically say they're supporting one or the other. I think they do
Right.
both,
Yeah.
but they tend to keep it secret.
Well,
No,
not anymore. Not
I guess
anymore.
not. I guess not, because there were probably a dozen horse and buggies going by with Trump flags. So
I wonder if Trump's going to win Arizona. I'm going out there this weekend. I'm wondering if I need to take my fire suit or not. You think they'll go crazy in Arizona if he loses?
that's one of the states I
Or
don't
wins.
think he's going to win.
Really? You don't think he's going to win Arizona?
No, I think he's going to win Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe even Michigan. But I think Wisconsin, Arizona, and Nevada are gone.
hey, Lee, we got a caller, don't we?
We do. We got Chris Lee.
All right, Chris, how are you this morning?
I'm good. This probably isn't the right answer, but I'm going to take a stab at it. Is it Fontanelle?
What?
Is
Yeah,
it?
the
It's on.
soft spot in the baby's head that closes. Is that it?
No,
Right.
no, it's not that. It's not that.
That would
Okay,
have been,
I'll
that
let-
would have been my guess. That would have been my
Think
guess.
about their appendages.
Appendix?
No, their appendages like arms and legs.
Oh, why don't they?
What don't they have on their leg?
Boy, I don't know on that one. I'll let somebody else guess.
Okay, all right.
Thanks for calling, Chris.
For calling, Chris.
What
Okay,
do they
thank
not
you.
have on their leg? What do they not have on their leg?
Yeah,
A shoe? No.
no.
Okay.
All right, we'll see
I've-
what.
I've had
before
4
we get
kids.
another
I've seen them
caller.
come out. I'm going to be embarrassed and thrilled to know this answer when it happens.
All right, we're looking for the answer to the question: what bone are babies born without?
I think we do have a caller. I think we've got Joe on the phone.
We do.
All right, Joe, how are you this morning?
Oh, a lot better than I deserve.
All right, so do you have the answer to our trivia question?
Kneecaps?
Kneecaps. You're absolutely right. They're born without kneecaps.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 children. I should know that, right?
You got how
So we
many?
got 5 biological children. I should know that, right?
Yeah, right. They got kneecaps now, right, though? Ready grown up?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good for you. Well, how does he get his gift?
Hey, Joe,
Packy?
tell me your last name.
I'm sorry?
Tell me your last name.
Harbin, Harbin.
I just sent your name over to Logan Turnpike Mill. You're going to love it, man. Have you ever been over there?
I have.
Good.
I have. Yeah, it's good.
Good. Well, go over there and just let them know your name, and they will give you $15 gifts. Shopping spree.
All right. Sounds great.
You got it, man. Thanks.
All right,
Thank you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Okay, kneecaps. There you're going to go. I did not know that.
Did you know, Packy?
No, I was actually on the same page with Gary. I was thinking the soft spot of the head, but I didn't know. And the back of the head, too. 2 soft spots, but I didn't. I guess that's not a... I guess part of the skull isn't a missing bone, I guess. I don't know.
I guess.
Anyway, so final prediction, Pat. You still on landslide? Landslide Trump?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you said?
I do think that's going to happen.
So you said he's not going to win Arizona.
He's not going to win Arizona, is what I said.
Okay. Well, he's certainly ahead at this point. You just think Maricopa is going to put him over the edge, or one of those urban areas is going to.
Maricopa is, the population of Maricopa County is almost half of the United States don't have that population.
I get it. I understand.
They got like 6.5 million people in Maricopa County.
Right. And how many votes did Biden win by in Arizona last time?
I don't know. I don't remember. Do you have the number?
In my head, it was like 13, 14,000. I can't remember. It was very, very small compared to the overall.
Okay.
And in the early voting, on the votes that they have already, to some degree, they know, just from real good exit polls and all that stuff, he's 2 or 3 points up.
Well, let me ask you a question then about Arizona.
10 seconds, Pat.
Is Trump strong enough to bring Carrie Lake across the finish line?
Yes. She'll be the senator. Yes.
All right, folks, we're out of here for today. We'll be back tomorrow. Gary, you're coming back tomorrow on your regular Wednesday stint, right?
I can't possibly.
Thanks, guys. We're out.
Missing it. Bye.
Well, look here. Guess who's number 1 in the Nielsen ratings again?